Peace and wellness to the family. Welcome to the core course of self-disciplinary science, subconscious supernaturalism. We're going to get into part one of this course, so let's get right into it. So, right now, I'm going to go to our presentation right here. As you can see, subconscious supernaturalism. This is the inner core course, y'all. So we're gonna get into some things that's gonna really help us bring out the powers of the subconscious mind. I'm gonna explain some things in this first part on the abilities of the subconscious mind, why it's so important, how to use it a little bit in the first part, and we'll get into some more things with the subconscious mind in part two. But for now, we're gonna start at part one. Which question comes up to mind? What is the subconscious mind? Okay. The subconscious mind. Okay, let's go to a quote by Nathaniel Brandon. He says, sometimes the subconscious mind manifests a wisdom several steps or even years ahead of the conscious mind and has its own way of leading us toward our destiny. So right here, Nathaniel is pointing out how our subconscious mind has the ability to go out ahead of time, ahead of us, ahead of what we can see consciously with our conscious senses, with our objective mind. It can go out ahead of that and pave a way for us that we are not necessarily consciously aware of. Okay, so this brings a good theory and provokes a lot of thought around the abilities of the subconscious mind, right? So let's go to the next. Let's break down the subconscious mind for y'all so y'all can start understanding how important it is that we reprogram our subconscious mind and ways to do it. But first, let's talk about how it operates. Let's talk about the subconscious mind and let's talk about how it can be explained based off of some people or a lot of people thinking that the mind and the brain are the same. These are two different things, okay? So let's break down the subconscious mind. The subconscious mind is a database for all that you do. Everything is recorded. You may not consciously remember all things, however, they're stored and kept. The information gathered by your subconscious mind plays out into your behaviors, reactivity, emotional triggers, decision making, self image, and impulsiveness. Okay, this is important to understand when we say the subconscious mind is a database for all that you do. Because even though we might not remember everything, we might not remember everything that we see, or smell, or feel, but it's all stored right here like a chip. So we have to understand that being that we are storing things that we're not necessarily conscious of, we are like a program in a system projecting things out that we are constantly taking in and storing in our subconscious mind, in our database, which hints in the Bible when it says, I know all that you do. It is kept within you, and the subconscious mind is locked in your subconscious mind, which is a database for everything. And on top of that, your subconscious mind, it controls 90 to 95% of your actions on a daily basis. On a daily basis. Let's go back to the chart. Let's go back to the chart. It's a database for everything. It controls 95% of our behaviors. Okay. Meaning, if you are have emotional triggers, meaning if you're used to talking a certain way, meaning if you get up every day and do the same thing, basically the same routine, and you're not going outside of what you've seen or been taught all of your life. You're not thinking outside of that box. You're not thinking outside of what you have been indoctrinated in your life since you've been born. If you're not thinking outside of that, that means that you're being controlled. Your subconscious mind has been programmed to think to feel and to do certain things on a daily basis, every day of your life. So the way that you operate is based off a program that you didn't have anything to do with other than just taking in what was in your environment. You took that in and and that controlled your emotional triggers, it controlled your behavior, it controlled your reactivity, meaning why you can't have self-control in certain situations because your reactivity is programmed, and it can be baited, and it can be gaslighted, right? Because it's locked inside of your subconscious mind. It's important that we understand that the subconscious mind and the mind and the brain are two different entities. Okay, if you think about your brain like like it's a living organism inside of the vessel, which is the body, as you see here, and the energy around the brain is your spirit, is the spirit mind. So, what do I mean by that? Okay, let's break that down. So, think about your organs. Hence, organism. What is an organism? An organism is a living thing. So around your organs, you have energy around your organs. This energy and this spirit around your, because your organ is it's a living thing that's keeping it's phenomenal how the body works because you have a whole nother world within a world of your own. So you have living things within inside of your living body, and you're a living human being. So these spirits around your organs these spirits around your organs are what we call the third eye, the crown chakra. You understand what I'm saying? So these are spirits around your throat chakra. These are spirits around your organs, your esophagus, your prefrontal cortex, your pineal gland. These are spirits around your organs. So when we're talking about the brain and we're talking about the mind, we're talking about two different things. Your brain takes in information on a conscious level of your objective mind with your senses, your eyesight, your nose, your smell. Your objective mind takes in these things and this information, and it analyzes it by the way that it sees it by your senses. Your subjective mind, which is your subconscious mind, goes outside of your senses. It's your creative mind. It doesn't think logical. It thinks outside of what you're consciously seeing, which is hence why your subconscious mind can travel ahead, which gives note to what Nathaniel said in the quote that we read initially, how your subconscious mind can go out before you and make a path out before you. Think about deja vu. Oh, I've done this before. I feel like I've been here before. Think about that scene in the Matrix. That's a glitch in the Matrix. Yes, it's a glitch in the Matrix because your subconscious mind actually went out ahead of you into your future and gave you a glimpse of that. It gave you a glimpse of what it was preparing for you in the future. So that's a glitch. That's a cheat code. But once you get past the mental chatter in your mind, you'll be able to get into, let's go back to the chart, the precognitive abilities. The precognitive abilities and visions and feelings is nothing more than what we just explained with the deja vu. The deja vu gives you glimpses of what your subconscious mind can go out and travel and bring back information and show you glimpses of your future. And it makes you feel like you've been there before because you have. Okay, this is a part of your subconscious mind becoming stronger. This is a precognitive visions and ability, which coincide with intuition as well. We'll get into that later. The subconscious mind operates beyond the 3D sensory of what we see, hear, smell. It's the receptor of information from the divine source. The formless self travels into realms and into the quantum world of cosmic energy, bringing back information of a possibility that you could make certain by thought alone. So there's unlimited possibilities and decisions that you could make. However, your subconscious mind can point you in a direction and give you guidance to make you put you in a moment to where you make the decision that needs to be made to put you in the place of what it saw before you, of the pathway that it made before you, because it's connected to the divine source. As you can see with we talked about how the prophets in the Bible got revelation from their subconscious mind. Jose Silva is another one. Jose Silva, where he trained his kids to have clairvoyance and be able to have psychic abilities to be able to do better in school and to raise their IQ. And this is all by way of this of reprogramming the subconscious mind and bringing out the supernatural powers of the subconscious mind. So right here we have your subconscious. Everybody talks about affirmations and reprogramming your subconscious mind by way of affirmations and telling yourself this and listening to auto suggestion, and all that is cool. But your subconscious mind takes everything literal. So you have to be mindful of your inner conversations and your inner communication with yourself, which is why affirmations is good. But we have to set small tasks for ourselves in order to really truly take back control of our subconscious mind and reprogram it. Okay, like we're going back to the precognitive abilities though. The subconscious mind gives you precognitive gifts that allow you to use intuition as a guiding light towards the reality desired. So the whatever reality that you desire for yourself, and if you don't even have a reality yet that you want, that you even see for yourself, that is based on your subconscious mind being trapped. Your subconscious mind is totally programmed and indoctrinated by what it is that you've been going through all of your life. Whether if you're trapped in survival mode, whether it's you're trapped in a state of nostalgia, past traumas in your life, whether whether you're stuck in that place to where you feel like your procrastination is overpowering you because you've never proved and are impressed upon your subconscious mind that you can move past obstacles in life. Okay, so all these things play a part in how you move on your everyday of being, your behaviors, your environments, your self-image. All this, it lies on your subconscious mind. Okay, the subconscious. Let's read here. I'm reading out a step-by-step guide to improving self-discipline. I say here, I just needed to re engineer my thoughts, leading to me reprogramming my subconscious mind in order to consciously project out the manifestation of my reprogrammed subconscious mind, allowing me to recreate my reality without complaining about the conditions I was in. Ultimately, because of lack of effort on doing the self work, by doing the inner work, I set the stage for limitless opportunities that came along with committing to self discipline. The key phrase there was my in order to consciously project out the manifestation of my reprogrammed subconscious mind. So we have to consciously project out how we're reprogramming these emotional triggers, how we're reprogramming better decision making, how we're reprogramming our reactivity, not being easily baited to the past traumas and emotional attacks and past traumatic, post traumatic stress that we've been through in our past. This is very important. The subconscious mind can do a multitude of tasks at once. I hear a lot of people say, you know, I'm not able to do a lot of things at one time. I have trouble with focusing. I have issues with multitasking. So that right there immediately tells me that they have a issue with their subconscious mind programming. With your subconscious mind programming, if you ever think about when you have dreams and your dream is just a crazy dream, you can't make no sense of it. It makes absolutely no sense at all. That's just mental chatter. That's mental chatter from all the data that your subconscious mind has been taking in and day out, week in and week out, month in, years and years of mental chatter. So, in order to ease that mental chatter in your subconscious mind, is through meditation and staying in a meditative state. Once you're in a meditative state, you're able to consciously project out a eased mind on a premise of reprogramming your emotional activity, your thought patterns, and also understanding how to create an antidote to not be triggered and not to live in those emotional triggers. This is all a process. This is all the process of understanding and reprogramming the subconscious mind. But let's just keep talking about the subconscious mind power. The subconscious mind power is also the silent voice of intuition. You heard me talk about before how Joseph Murphy says that prayer is the call to God, the divine source. All the beautiful names belong to the source. And the intuition is how he telephones us back. In order to clear that up, we have to go inside our subconscious mind. We have to go inside ourselves and have better inner communication with ourselves to be able to impress things on our subconscious mind so we can trust ourselves and not trust the distractions, not trust the hanging out with friends, not not trust not sticking to the diet that we set for ourselves, and not accepting the distraction and the procrastination and the prolonging that we have set for ourselves based off of all these 3D distractions that come out and static that come our way every day. So the subconscious mind is as powerful as you want to make it empowered. You empower your subconscious mind by empowering yourself, empowering your inner conversation. And you take your intuition to the next level by way of connecting to the super consciousness. How do you do that? Meditation, talk to yourself, stand in a meditative state, and also set small tasks for yourself so you're able to accomplish those tasks, feel good about it, so you're not drowning in the feeling of guilt by not accomplishing those small things. You start off small. Start just off, do small things in a huge way. I talk about it in my book. Let's go back to it. I say here, in order to truly find you, you must sit with yourself, just you and your thoughts, memories, and ideas. This forces us to start self evaluating, dealing with the root of our problems that come from either being a victim of past trauma, the root of the problem, a victim of past trauma, bad environments growing up, or neglect as a child, not feeling like we are worthy enough. Whatever the case, concentrating on these things help you come into acknowledgement of yourself. Unlocking these things about yourself that you never really knew gives you an opportunity to do the proper healing. What usually happens is that we get stuck in our lower selves, normalizing underachievement. By doing this, we are brainwashing our subconscious minds with inferior behaviors that don't define who we truly are to the core of our being. As long as we are normalizing underachievement and we're not challenging ourselves, as long as we're not challenging ourselves and we're making excuses for ourselves, we're not going to be able to impress our subconscious mind. Mind you, like we said before, initially, your subconscious mind is a database for everything that you do. That's why it's important for you to be serious. It's important for you to say things to yourself like, no, I'm going to get this done. No, I'm going to do this and it's going to be phenomenal. I have a lot of gratitude today because I have this, that, and the third to be thankful for. I'm thankful for my house. I'm thankful for my kids. I'm thankful for my job. Even though I don't particularly like my situation on my job right now, I am grateful to be able to go somewhere where I can generate some income to devise my plan and map my way out. And the mental GPS. See, the mental GPS is what counts with your subconscious mind because you have to make sure that you impress yourself. You impress your subconscious mind. And like we talked about initially, the mind and your brain are two different entities. It's the energy around your brain is the subconscious mind, the spirit mind is what you're impressing. This is what is going to take you to the next level because this is when you start to really change and you start to find out things about yourself that you never even ever knew. You have to get to know the new you by breaking free of the program that you've been under for such a long time. And it comes from just like I just said here, it comes from just years of accepting underachievement, years of accepting lifestyles that were totally beneath us, years of accepting inferior ways of communication, inferior ways of living, inferior ways of decision making. This is not who you are. It doesn't define who you are, and it surely doesn't have to be the only possibility for your life, because it's not. It's unlimited possibilities, and you want to explore these possibilities with your subconscious mind travel. Okay? So let's go back to the chart. Let's go back to the chart. So your subconscious mind power is also able to reveal messages in your dreams. Okay, we know this by just when lucid dreaming. People talk about lucid dreaming and how they felt like the dream was so real, and they felt like they were in sometimes even in control of the dream. So let me explain something to y'all about dreaming. When you go to sleep, this is the psyche world of thyself. This is where you get revelations, and this is where you're the most alive. The physical body, the physiology of you goes to sleep. But does it really go to sleep, or is it just restoration? Because while you sleep, things are automatically happening. The autonomic nervous system is working. Your heart is beating, your digestive system is going, your breathing is there, but you're not consciously thinking about it. Yet and still, you're having these things that they call dreams, where you're getting revealed messages, mental chatter, or visions, or whatever the case may be, lucid dreams. But while all this is going on, your subconscious mind is still controlling your autonomic nervous system. So your autonomic nervous system is being controlled by your subconscious mind while it's traveling inside of what we call a dream, but keeping your body in order at the same time. So your body is digesting food, your body is breathing, and your body is while you sleep, your body is sweating. So your body is doing all these things while your subconscious mind is traveling outside of what we call the brain. Your subconscious mind is even keeping your brain neurotransmitters working. So, and that is the time when you're the most alive, when you're within the psyche world of thyself, which is the mind. The mind is infinite, which is why there's infinite possibilities on your life once you learn how to control this master key that we call the subconscious mind. It is the closest thing that we're going to get to our God-given divine power, because this is what's closest. This is what connects us to the super consciousness. Okay, so let's read some more. Let's read some more here. I'm gonna go right here to page 9. And we're going to talk a little bit about reprogramming in part 1 too. So we'll get a little bit about reprogramming, but we'll really get into depth into part 2. But for now, let's talk about this. I just hadn't this. Okay, I started off young, making bad decisions, going to jail, getting into fights, getting involved with drugs, although something always was asking me in the back of my head, is this really you? Or aren't you tired of this lifestyle yet? This is why I understand now my true self was always there. I just hadn't discovered the keys to unlock it. Unfortunately, as I got in more trouble as an adolescent, I began to get bored sitting in a cell all day. So I began to read. I never really liked reading, so I thought. But that was only because in school we read books that I wasn't particularly interested in. This gave me a false perception of literature because learning about people who looked nothing like me gave me an identity crisis and conditioned me to think nobody who looked like me contributed to civilization. Keyword conditioning. Now you see that program that I had within me. I thought that I didn't like to read. I thought reading was boring based off what I was reading in the curriculum that I was conditioned to, which was the public school system. But all in all, I really had a deep and regard for reading. I just had to find what it is that I love to read. So once I found what it is that I was interested in reading, I found that I really took an interest in reading. This is something that I began to like, that I began to enjoy. But you see, the conditioning before, based off of what I was reading, based off of what I was being fed, based off of what information was being presented to me, it conditioned my subconscious mind to say, yeah, reading ain't for you. You see what I'm saying? I had to break free of that conditioning by way of reading. And reading is a way that you can reprogram the subconscious mind. So don't think that you don't like to read. It's not that you don't like to read. It's not that you don't have trouble focusing. It's that you have to find what literature helps you focus and what literature you like to read. It was the curriculum that bored me, not reading. I started reading a book called Stolen Legacy by George G.M. James and quickly found out I love to read. I just needed to find what I like to read. I then became well read, and what I like to read helped me find myself. Reading about my ancestral connection to the originators of civilization helped me build confidence and awareness of who and where I came from. I started finding purpose. Finding who you are takes sacrifice and goals for yourself. The more you work towards your goals, the more discipline you have to implement in your everyday lifestyle to reach them. However bad you want it, the more discipline you would display to get that goal. Self discipline is the gas that fuels the tank to accelerate you forward, highly driven. The powerhouse behind your vision is self disciplinary willpower. Listen, one of the key ways to tap into your super consciousness, supernatural power, is reading. The superconsciousness mind power is fueled by reading. What reading does to your subconscious mind, and it adds on to the information that not only is consciously being fed, but now you're being intentional about the information that you're feeding your subconscious mind. Even when you think you're not retaining the information consciously, your subconscious mind is trapping it in your head. And in a conversation, a piece of information can come back to you what you read about from months ago and you don't even know where it came from. It was because your subconscious mind was able to retain that information and project it out consciously by way of it being a database for everything that you do on a daily basis. Now, that's a part of breaking and deprogramming because of that little bit of time that you took to mold and to put into your subconscious mind. You took time to do something that you don't normally do, which was read, whether it was a paragraph or two. Your subconscious mind trapped that moment, and then when you some type of conversation, some type of interaction might have triggered that information to come up, and you say, "Oh wow, I just read something about what they just said, and I can share this information." Right then, that's impressing your subconscious mind and showing you that you are able and capable of retaining focus, retaining information, and being able to start a new routine and enter conversation and get a new flow by way of your mind and intuition making a connection so that you can you can impress your subconscious mind and you see yourself in a different way that you had before because you're confident in explaining certain information and explaining yourself in different ways and exploring new thought patterns like you never had before. This is how you impress yourself. This is how you impress your subconscious mind, which what controls 95% of your behavior. This is why we see people eating things that kill them, listening to things that promote death. This is all a subconscious mind. This is all a play on the subconscious mind programming. Reading, meditation, small tasks. These are three things that I'm giving you right now that can show you how to reprogram your subconscious mind. That can help you reprogram your subconscious mind. This is very important because right now in this the world we're living in now, it's nothing but a war on your mind. It's a spiritual war going on right now. The mind and the spirit are one. For those that don't know, which is why I separated the two and made sure that we know the difference between the brain and the mind. Two different things. One is limited, one is infinite. Okay? So now that we distinguish the two on that end, now we know, okay, what is the subconscious mind? Well, the subconscious mind is a database for everything that I do. The subconscious mind is the energy and the spirit around my brain. The subconscious mind is what's keeping my heart beating, my eyes blinking, and my lungs breathing air without me consciously thinking about it. So this is, and some would say, oh well, that's your autonomic nervous system. Okay, well, what controls that? What controls what controls my automatic nervous system? What controls that? The subconscious mind controls that, right? So even when it comes to the physiology, the mystics behind your organisms within this living body of an organism, it's a world within a world. So when your subconscious mind, you're gonna have an awakening inside of an awakening. Once you understand what you need to do to once you understand that you are programmed and you start paying attention to your behaviors, how they're on autopilot. Are they on autopilot for you embracing ignorance? Are they on autopilot for you embracing intellect and bringing yourself up to a level to be able to think for yourself and take better care of yourself and understand the self science? Who is the self? Not your two names, like Bob Proctor says, not the two names. Let's read. The Strangest Secret by Earl Nightingale. He says, we literally become what we think about. Noble Drew Ali once said, to change a people, you must change their literature. In those moments of self metamorphosis, we have to make sure our existence is a reflection of that transformation daily. Success is a daily thing, Bob Proctor says. It sets an example of an evolved human being. Truthfully, striving to be your higher self daily gives you a meaningful life. It inspires others and feeds your purpose while reprogramming your subconscious mind. Okay, let's read that again because that was four things that you do within reprogramming your subconscious mind. So listen to this very closely. In striving to be in your higher self daily gives you a meaningful life. It inspires others and feeds your purpose while reprogramming your subconscious mind. So striving to be in your higher self daily, striving to be your superior self, the best version of yourself every day, gives you, that's one thing, striving to be your best version of yourself. It gives you a meaningful life. It makes you feel like you have purpose. It makes you feel like, you know what, I'm turning a different way and path down my life because I want to attract more prosperity into my life. So you're going to live a more meaningful life while you're inspiring others. That's the highest form of humanity. So you're inspiring others because you're trying to be your best self no matter what. You're showing resilience and bravery, right? So you're inspiring others and that feeds your purpose because once you find purpose by being your best self because while you're being your best self, you're going to want to explore around your gifts. And being your best self is a gift in itself. So you're gonna find out that you have new gifts. You just striving to be the best you is gonna bring so much new things out of you, innovative things out of you, that then now you're gonna be doing different gifts and finding new gifts in yourself. And that's gonna inspire people. And that's gonna help in your exercising your gifts is gonna lead you into your purpose. So you're going to find new purpose. You're going to live a meaningful life. You're going to be inspiring others, and within doing all of that, you're reprogramming your subconscious, coming into your supernaturalism. This is your supernatural power, but you have to be able to do these things before it to find your gift, to find your new gift. Because there's a gift within, deep inside of you, outside of the distractions, outside of this static. There's a supernatural gift within you that you have to discover by going through the process of deprogramming, reprogramming your subconscious mind, reading, setting small tasks for yourself, living in your higher self daily gives you a meaningful life. It inspires others and it feeds your purpose. If you're trying to find purpose, this is the formula. Walk in your higher self daily as much as you can. What's the cheat code for that? Have gratitude. Show gratitude. What are you grateful for? As soon as you wait, what are you grateful for? Say that to yourself. Gives you a meaningful life. Like, wow, I really have a lot to be grateful for. Somebody always got to have what it gives you meaning. What is that? It's the true meaning of life. Then you're inspiring others, even when you don't see it. They're like, wow, man, that dude, he's always got some real like positive and prosperous things and empowering things to say. He's very profound when he speaks. You're uplifting humanity, and it feeds your purpose. If you haven't found purpose, those two things prior that I said, those things that's what's gonna lead you into your purpose. And once you do that, this is when you come into the reprogramming of your subconscious mind. Okay? Let's go back to the chart one time. The unseen world and the internal world of thyself meet on the bridge of what we call the subconscious mind. To continue to bring revelation and innovation materialize into this world, the creative mind. So, if you consider yourself not to be a creative person, I'm telling you now, being creative is a learned behavior. You can train yourself to be even more creative than you ever thought, than you ever expected. All you need to do is keep understanding that the work that you're putting into your inner conversations, your inner communication, the work that you're putting into yourself, the self resilience that you're exerting to yourself to prove to yourself that you can set small tasks, get them done, and reevaluate how you look at life by way of what you're doing in the inside of you, internally in the inner work. Everything you do in the inner world is going to project out into your outer world. So you start paying attention to that and you start being resilient in what you're going to do within yourself. And then within the unseen world, the hidden reality, in the internal world of thyself, in the psyche world of thyself, you start meeting on the bridge of the subconscious mind, and the subconscious mind starts believing you. It starts believing all the things that you're saying to yourself. They're going to totally turn this around. Your subconscious mind is not logical. And we don't need to be logical when we're trying to change and totally rearrange our reality because we're reaching for the unlimited possibilities in life, not the program possibilities that they try to tell us to do. They try to say, oh, go to school, take on all this debt, live a regular life, get a 401k, blase, blase, blah. We know that is not the answer for the prosperity and what we want in our life when it comes down to this 3D existence. We know we can go to different dimensions of the mind now. The information is out. We know that we can make a living off our gifts now. We know that we can make a living off our creativity now. Off our what is the subconscious mind? The subconscious mind is the subjective, it is the creative mind. The more creative you become, the more wealthy you become. The more creative you become, the more wealthy you become. Not WEALTHY, but WELLTHY, wealthy. Well, I am the real wealthy. That's where the true wealth comes in. But you have to start with the small tasks. You have to start with the small. You have to start with the small tasks first. You have to start with understanding what the subconscious mind really is. Start observing self more, seeing watching your behaviors, observing yourself, how you react to things, seeing what you do on your daily routine. Is your daily routine, is it helping you? Is it the same thing? Is it putting you in the same box, or is it taking you outside of the box? If you're expecting new results, how are you gonna get new results if you continually do the same thing? You're not stepping into the unknown. You're not trying anything different. You're not challenging yourself. And it doesn't have to be a huge challenge. You start off small and then you go from there. Shifting and changing your self image. Your self imagery will change based off of the self disciplinary signs that you put into your life. You don't want to be stuck in a nostalgic self imagery of self. Okay, y'all. So, in conclusion of subconscious mind supernaturalism, part one, I would just like to say that this will be another part. This will be another part of the subconscious of the core course. There would be a part two to this core course. This was part one of the subconscious mind supernaturalism. I will be adding a workbook to the end of this course so you can take notes of self observation and you can list the small tasks that you will be making for yourself and also picking out an ebook to read. As you know, this course comes with my ebook itself, so you don't have to worry about that. But I would get in the workbook, you will to have to make another choice on another book that you have to read periodically. Okay, this is going to help you. This reading is going to help you reprogram your subconscious mind, and also more importantly, finding what you like to read is going to help you reprogram your subconscious mind. Okay. Peace and wellness to the family. This was the first part of the core course, superconscious supernaturalism. I hope y'all enjoyed it. We'll talk soon.